in this seated position. Now slowly raise your head up and bring your feet forward. And as we begin today's beautiful practice, allow everything to be at this and allow yourself to be where you are at this moment in time in all of the space. Allow yourself to be not complacent or waste any moment you sit with yourself. That is so precious. And allow yourself to deepen this beautiful practice, whether it be with a word or words that you hear. Allow everything to be in congruence where your community is near, not just to support you, but to celebrate your wonder of knowing you are the best version of yourself as you ponder where your world is shaping your words, and allow yourself to explore that so you do so deeply deserve. Home.
Sanity.
Gifts. Steve said service. As we deepen our practice, wherever we are, allow yourself to continue to feel everything so near or far, away from where you are and where you are going, allowing everything to release resistance as we continue this ebb and flowing. not just in your thoughts, but also the feelings, the sensual, the spiritual, the physical healings. Wherever you are and whatever your dealings, allow yourself to be present in this midway of revealing not just who you are, but the community you surround as you continue to be in that effortless desire to be bound, not by this person, but who you are being and becoming the best version of yourself. And to continue this feeling, allow everything else to fall away from you and allow this new point of view to be so loving and true. And whether you speak a word or two, allow everything, whether it be silent or heard, to continue. Love. Home. Vanity. Gifts. Service. And as we conclude this 10-minute practice, allow everything to continue to let you know you can be at this, whether you go into reciprocity now or you continue to sit in stillness forever how long you can stay on this beautiful conversation, allowing everything to be devoted to exploration, not just for yourself, but your community that's around, and allow yourself to continue to finally be found, not just in the conversation, but in the listening you do, and allow everything you love to continue to whisper this to be true, because you are the best version, how many days you practice, and allow yourself to continue to sit here and remind yourself you're always at this. I'll start first because I do have to hop over in 50 minutes and Steve's not here. So whoever would like to volunteer to be the host after this, I would greatly appreciate it. As I sat in home and Liv, I love that you're on this. I've never actually worked out with Steve in the room because he says whenever me and Daniel are working out, we create too much carbon and it's bad for him or whatnot. But right now in the happy room specifically, Daniel can't work out in that room. And so this morning, like, yes, it's our day off, but my body was still sore from yesterday. Like, so I was like, okay, I at least want to like create like some type of yoga or some type of stretching. I actually Liv, it was really funny. So if you ever want to do it with us, we also do kind of like a glutes workout, which just involves like you actually feeling the muscles. And as I sat in the word home, walking into the happy room, that's literally what the Fords call it. Steve was in that room. He's like, I thought you guys weren't working over here. And I was like, well, Daniel's not, but I am. And he stayed in the room. And it was funny because we had this long conversation while I worked out, which kept me like physically again, like doing the motions, but feeling into the conversation. And even as I started my midway reminder and I kept feeling into love. Like it really is that like more than just the physical body working out, like are you physically, spiritually, emotionally, sensually, and more than anything like just like I don't know, I'm going to continue to sit with it, but I love that my first 10 minutes with all of you was me literally stretching and being with nature and just kind of pleasing my sense of what home means, because I feel like every step I take literally can be the ripple that I take from where I feel sanctuary and safety and satisfaction. And I felt that so much. And again, Liv, it started with your husband. I get why these Ford men have such amazing women around them. I am complete.
I meditated on gifts many years ago. Daniel said to me, Mom, when you give a gift, you have to really study the person that you bought the gift for. Because I thought that this young man who plays drums would enjoy a large wooden nutcracker playing a drum. And Daniel said, Mom, not very many people would enjoy a gift like that. But I started reading a book today by a guy who's now dead, Oliver Sacks. And he said, every day, what's that? You can't hear me?
Oliver Sacks, gratitude.
Right. No, she can hear me. She can hear me. But he said every day he would go outside, even as he was getting close to dying, and he'd say, I'm glad I'm not dead. I thought, what a gift. I mean, he could have been like, I'm dying in 4 months, I'm going to be dead. But he had devoted his whole life to interviewing people around the world on how they dealt with death. But I ran to the bathroom and I picked up the book and from history, Samuel Beckett was in Paris on a perfect spring morning, and his friend that was walking with him, Nathaniel Hawthorne or whoever, somebody was walking with him, said, aren't you glad to be alive? And he said, I am sorry I've wasted and still waste so much time. I'm 80 years old, and I'm sorry that at 80, I'm still as shy as I was when I was 20. And I haven't traveled all over the world. and I only speak my mother's language. It was interesting because as I was reading this, I was thinking, here, this great person, did so much in his life, and yet he was having regrets. And I've wanted to live my life without regrets. Like my sister, whenever she says goodbye to her kids, she always says, I love you. Because in her thinking is, if anything happened, she'd want them, the last thing they would have heard from her would be that I love you. And I think it's such a gift, the words we speak to people. And even today, as we go into the day, this other book I was reading, the guy said, Alexa, off. The guy said, today, find out something new about one of your neighbors. He said he makes it his purpose every day to meet with a neighbor that he maybe never met before and to find out something new. But I got to go check my banana bread. Love you guys, but I will come back.
Love you too, Liv. And it's kind of funny that we're spending so much time with our neighbors today from 1 to 3. So thank you for making that banana bread.
And thank you for turning my Alexis off. Mine went off too. I guess she was listening in.
Oh, you Minnesotan women.
We love you, Liv. So I'm meditating on sanity, and it's because of my lesson on the second coming and what that definition is according to A Course in Miracles. And it's just simply the correction of all mistakes. So it's not a person coming or something. It's this coming over us of energy, because Christ is energy. It's not Jesus's last name or whatever. It's a way of being. And so they're saying it's just the correction of all mistakes and the restoring of sanity to our minds. And I thought, oh, I want to live today as if complete sanity is restored to my mind. So that's what I'm just kind of melding with and absorbing and melting into. And I had a really wild day. I had so many invitations yesterday, and I ended up spending the evening at home after going to a thriller dance with all these little kids, and then a Halloween party with all these little kids. Where else did I go? Oh, and then I ran to Lifetime Fitness had this opening where they showed off they have this state-of-the-art recovery center where they have they can give you IVs, they can do everything LeBron James is doing. They have one of his treatment things that he has in his home. I think he spends $1 million a year on his body. And they have spent millions to set up this center, and I got to go in there. And then they told me I can come back and do everything in there and try it for free. So that was part of my day. I can't remember what else I did, but I ended up just doing my studies last night, and it was on the second coming. And it's like, oh yeah, sanity is just staying here. And then Janine did this great thing where she live cast the band, so I got to be there too. Just like I'm here live with you guys right now. So it's just a beautiful way of being. So thank you. And I just was thinking about this morning, getting up, meditating, and I have time and my Wi-Fi is working, and here I am. And it's like, wow, we can do this every morning because of J9. Every morning we can gather. Like, what a beautiful ritual we get to create, be a part of, and invest in, because you're always supposed to pay yourself first. And here we are, paying it out, receiving. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm in great gratitude. Mwah.
So I meditated on service today, and as I prepared to go do prison ministry and teach them about Jane Bragan and how to intervene with your responsive breathing to disrupt a negative thought pattern or a negative action pattern. I'm really excited to be able to communicate that truth to others and possibly change their lives. I'm using the verse, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. I'm going to cite it for them too, which is be quick to listen. Let's see if I get here. Slow to speak and slow to get angry. And you can do that by just interrupting that process, that natural reactive response with breathing, where you're actually saying, no, I'm going to breathe instead of acting out in anger and causing an effect that I probably don't want. And most of those kids are in the youth prisons because they don't know how to deal with anger. So I'm really excited about that and getting ready to go here in about 5 minutes. But I too thank Janine for this opportunity every day to come and share and to motivate one another to be the best versions of ourselves and encourage others to do the same as well.
Love you, Steve.
Hey, Steve, before you go, I don't know if you can still hear this, but
Yeah.
there's this man I have to introduce you to, Jason Markey Soul. His last name is Soul. And yeah, he's an abolitionist, and I'll tell you more about him later, but we'll have to hook up on that because all of a sudden everything is what he's out there teaching to.
Cool.
And in the prisons. So he's there with.
Yeah, I always like to hear what others are doing. Beautiful.
For any additional comments on what you're hearing, or maybe even resetting to what was being revealed in the first 10 minutes that we came together in today's practice. Thank you so much for everything that has been shared. And at least in this moment, I'm so grateful for everything. And whether you're able to stay on or you have to go do something else outside of this space, thank you so much for being in this daily commitment that we continue to be receiving. And Josine, as a non-awkward way, and I'll ask you later too. Hi, David. By any chance, because I still have your chainmail dress, could I wear it for a murder mystery dinner tonight? Oh, no, I have it right here. Okay.
David. Girl, if you got the dress, use the dress.
Okay.
You should see what I'm doing with the vulva blanket. No. Sleeps with me every night. So I can't host because I have to get off a little early, but did you find a host yet?
Not yet. I'll wait though. I know Steve has to leave. Liv might not be able to stay. So David, Samir, or Desiree, feel free to nominate yourself or someone else.
I'll take it.
Heck yeah, brother David.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah, I can't. I guess I can't talk. I had to go get Moxie, but I was looking at what I thought was a food truck in the background. Yeah.
One of our friends, last time he was here, me and Daniel were still in Wisconsin. So I'm really grateful we're able to be in Minnesota. He's our friend from technically New York. And one of the jobs he has is he gets kind of like put in management roles of like these events for like Johnson & Johnson, for Land Rover. Today, or I guess this last 2 months, it was a job for Walmart starting in North Carolina, and he's been driving the spooky van. Like, it's notorious that it goes to all these different designated Walmarts and just hands out free candy and face painting, and he's managing the truck. So yeah, every time I open my window, I see that giant spooky purple van. I'm like, okay, Edwin is still here. But yeah, so I was having fun with that. Continue though. And I love that Moxie's there too.
Yeah, I can't keep going right now. I gotta go get her, but someone else jump in.
I want to see the picture of the van. Can you put the camera on the van? Out your window?
Do you see it, Josine?
Yes. Doesn't look too spooky. Looks like the seventh chakra, hey?
Yeah.
Purple.
I think the idea is to have kids approach it, so I'm glad it's not spooky. They want the freaky. As we wait for anyone who would like to share or listen, allow yourself to continue to deepen your practice, at least with the breath. And in these moments, find your tongue placement or even where your hips are balanced, allowing everything to be in bliss and peace as we continue at this.
Morning. I'm just grateful for a new day. As I look to the hills, that's lush and green. Hmm. I'm grateful for my mental health because there's someone in the world who is not as happy as I am. And I'm not very happy. I mean, I'm not the most happy. I'm not the happiest. I'm figuring things out. I've been hurt. But I'm grateful for the cool weather today, and I resonate with home. Uh, I'm thinking about, a family of my own. you know, the family I grew up in. Thank you, Queen Josine. Love the bubbles. Ah, yeah, I'm currently on a hilltop and on the mountain where Jesus went and took a break and meditate. You could see so much from on the mountain top. I mean, I'm on a hill, I guess, and it's just nice. And I'm taking in the perspective. I'm taking in uh living on my land, which is on a hill. So it's a futuristic morning, and I'm just grateful. Yeah, the rain brought the lush green because in
Beautiful.
2017, we had Hurricane Irma, which was a hurricane and tornadoes, and it had really looked detonated. So yeah, just taking it all in. I'm complete.